Do they dare?
Just one Z.
Hey!
Oh, there we go. Papa the Prophet.
You
is
picked the
here.
Thresh, I got the Xerath, baby.
There we go.
All
Nailed it.
right. Let's do it. I almost thought I would say let's go. That was not broadcast appropriate. Let's friggin' go, I say on this one.
Yep.
So, what are we doing with this one? On the side of SANDBOX, there's a murmur around the crowd. They're like, wait, Xerath's the champion? Yes, he is. Buffed on this patch for a lot of different times. Gonna see the Renekton locked in. The reason why, it was more than just Azir is in this game. It's literally the 5,000 range Xerath has now at level 1. It's less at level 3, but until level 16 you're fine. One way to deal with Draven is that he has all of his overshield from his Bloodthirster and his health bar just poked out, and you have so much range as Xerath with all your different spells. They're poking out Xerath before we have a
KT fans relatively deafening as they can smell victory in the air.
Smells a lot like Xerath. What do you reckon Xerath smells like?
I don't know, arcaneness?
What do you think arcane... Look, you know how a blue drink tastes blue?
Yeah.
What does arcaneness smell like? You gotta give me
Bit
something.
electrical.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Staticky.
So if there's a Pikachu and a Xerath, you couldn't pick the difference?
Yeah, you could, because Pikachu's got the fur.
Ah,
Yeah,
good
so
call, good
Pikachu's
call.
got a bit of a burnt fur type smell, I could imagine. It's hard to be a furry thing and also have a lot of electricity. You could imagine keeping your coat in order would be a toughie.
You are a resident expert on furry things, as
I'm the one with 2 cats. That is entirely true.
this is true. BDD has gone for Scorch in the matchup. It's an outrange matchup. Again, cut from the same cloth as something like the Vel'Koz, but a lot of ability to snipe away from extremely long range. Basically what you guys need to know is that Xerath range went from 3,000 something to 5,600 over the levels, but now is a flat 5,000. So yes, level 16 onwards, it's a straight up 600 range nerf, but is there a lot of range in 5,000 and 5,600? Is that very relevant in most cases? Probably not. And is it relevant when you get over 1,000 more range at level 6? Hell yes. So, theoretically, in most use cases, it's a Xerath buff. He's got the Comet. He's going to poke away at Dove's health.
And it used to not actually be as long as the lane that he was in at level 1. I mean, it felt like the ultimate really wasn't too much before this buff came in.
And
but
we
now
still
it's
remember
a huge deal.
really old Xerath ult. Has had so many different ults, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the champion has just completely changed how he works.
W used to be the sniper button that made you longer range on your other abilities.
Yeah.
Now it, of course, is the, I don't know how you would call it, targeted nuke. Shout out to Kramer.
Yep. When I look at the LPL results and I see that LGD have been winning, I'm like, what is this? Where am I? That's not the LGD I know. The
Well,
LGD
I mean,
I know
don't worry, they
loses.
back it up with losing most of this.
Ah, okay. They're buttering us up just so they can bring us down.
Not quite 2015
I was
levels
going to
of
say,
buttering
like,
up.
I still feel salty for 2015 World.
LGD with a Griffin of 2015 as we'll hold that point.
We're going to find the ult onto Prey out of nowhere. We don't get the death sentence, but it still may be that, as there's a gigantic Sejuani in the backline. Summit has found his way on top of every KT member. First Blood finally goes down as Dove is popping off. Kingan's able to get some work done, but instead it's a triple kill for the Azir. And Dove showing BDD that he can do it too.
Kingan got interrupted on what looked like a potential cleanup for the Aatrox, and with BDD going down so early and some big meatballs to tank up the turret, multiple kills come in and multiple turrets as well. We waited for action. It was pre-30. Good KT ward, though, allows KT to be a lot more defensive. They have a Pixel Brush ward.
Oh, look at this Ghost actually walking under the Sun turret, utilizing that as his defensive line. Now KT.
They need a sweeper SANDBOX to know this ward is going to sweep this up. They're going to clear out this ward, and now things get trickier for KT.
Yep, Dove not quite able to get the last one. Just can you
Kill
sweep?
the one.
Yeah, there we are. There we are. Got it. KT thinking about doing the same thing. Is now SANDBOX looking for it. Glacial Prison back available again, but of course the death sentence is going to be a better option. Summit finds himself in a slightly awkward position, but does have a lantern available from
Smart
Joker.
from KT to have Snowflower face check. Remember the QSS buys, playing towards his items here.
Yeah, on fleek not going to get knocked up a second time there as Joker. They don't want to take too much poke on the side of SANDBOX. Throws out another death sentence. No joy. Arcane Pulse comes in. Depth Charge is thrown out here as Rite of the Arcane can just be put down on top of it. Joker might just be stolen as he needs the dancing shoes. Finds them at the very end. They're at the back of the drawer, I'm pretty sure.
Bray needs to be careful, can buffer some CC, but doesn't want to be face-checking. Unsure if he has QSS, haven't checked his items for a while. Thresh gonna get a back timer here, as far as we can tell.
Yeah, has Aftershock, doesn't have any ability to get a teleport.
Oh, he's behind enemy lines, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yep, he's just straight up dead. He's gonna flash for some weird reason. Goes into his stopwatch, uses everything, and is definitely dead.
I don't know about the stopwatch there. It buys time, but the death timer is long. So it's not like SANDBOX are able to get much vision during his death timer.
They actually almost wanted him to die earlier so that SANDBOX would have him back earlier. 35 seconds now until the Thresh is going to be there.
We know how this goes. They have to stop Baron here, KT. It's 5v4.
Yeah, Whirling Death doing a fair bit of damage. Takes down Snowflower's shield. Summit looking for his way in the back line. KT taking a fair bit of damage from this Baron, actually. It's only Kingen that's able to keep himself up. As Snowflower does find his way in, but the follow-up damage is huge. Are the Blades going to finally be utilized here as Emperor's Divide is going to get Kingen out of there? But he flashes to get back through Dove, shifts some sands, gets out right of the arcane, not going to be... Oh! Finds the last one as now Summit sacrifices himself. And SANDBOX is feeling so much like game number 2 as Ghost, the one-man army, flashes forward, finally cashes in, and gets himself out of the way.
I didn't even see the gold there. Onto the Draven. What an insane cash in. He has 4,000 gold, but it doesn't matter.
All of a sudden, 3,000 gold in the lead as now OnFlick was trying to get an opportunity to get over to this Baron. It's down to 1,400, down to 600 score. Secures it. And Joker, he's finally back, but he might just be back to sacrifice himself once again. What a disaster. You were talking about what the Thresh does in the late game. I found out, Papa Smithy, he dies.
Wow, a lot has happened here that we're trying to unpack. 4,000 gold from Draven, now a casual 2,000 gold lead, and yet they lose the Baron. The Xerath team has Baron, which we already explained is just a terror to consider. Engage happens here onto this particular fight, but in a 4v5, it was always about buying time, and Dove, because the Infernal Chain's armed, the start happens on the hate towards him, and even with his dancing shoes, BDD's pocket Xerath is too much.
Yep, I think he borrowed the dancing shoes from Joker there, and unfortunately...
Was it so much damage the combat text wasn't there? Because I looked for the gold trick here, I was watching. Yeah, they didn't even tell us.
Yeah, what the heck?
Observer mode, please.
150 gold. 150 gold probably, I think. Maybe it was just too big.
What's the point of Draven if it doesn't show the big number? Well, you know what the point of Xerath is in a scenario like this. This should be a big siege moment, and all SANDBOX can do is a big roll of the dice to try to stop it.
Yep, OnFlick was offered a lantern and says, nah, mate. As here we go. This is the siege potential of the Baroned up Xerath. Ghost tries to dance it. He's not
Summit.
Oh, Summit is looking for the backline, trying to get in there as Prey's going to flash. Summit should be eliminated, and he is. Now OnFlick getting targeted. Great barrel there to cause some disarray, and KT continue pushing. Now SANDBOX without their Crocodile.
KT have all the answers. Remember, this series is to put distance between them and Humble Life and get out of relegations. It also stuffs up a lot of SANDBOX aspirations for top 3. KT Rolster knocking on the door of an upset victory.
Yep, they are going to be able to at least take this one down. Remember, this is a trade. The inhibitor was already taken in the mid lane by SANDBOX earlier on in this series. SANDBOX still have a 3,000 gold lead, but is it going to mean anything?
30
As
seconds.
the hook is once again going to go wide. Myrtle Chains go down Dove. Oh my god, this Draven damage is just repugnant.
His best friend Azir, the Birdman, doing damage too.
Prey trying to get those double taps. Remember, this is a very high damage Lucian build, but unable to secure it there.
Well, Draven, this is an Elder Dragon that is high value for both teams. SANDBOX with the extra trade on top.
Yep, and Joker a very long way away from it as well, so Kingen going to start tanking this one up, and he can do so basically for free forever. He's got so much lifesteal available to him. Almost down to half health. KT not looking like they want a 50-50 this. They're looking to turn onto Joker. The box goes down. Prey is going to be slowed. This control ward is going to be eliminated, but Joker once again finds himself very low. OnFlick trying to find this flank position. He's caught out by Kingen, but OnFlick just bypasses him, looking for BDD in the back line. He's going to dive on through the culling off to the side, but Ghost has already killed BDD. Now trying to kite. His score's going to go down next. Ghost, can the lifeline actually work? The GA's going to, as Kingen has to flash. SANDBOX, you mentioned that they have been clutch in the past. They're going to do it again as Kingen goes gold just to see the error of KT's ways. It had to be like this, didn't it? It had to be the roller coaster that this squad is known for. Prey now in the mid lane trying to get rid of these minions as OnFleek might have bitten off more than he can chew, but it looks like that SANDBOX can just move over towards a Baron. They can take the Elder if they feel like it. Looks like Ghost is going to solo that one down as Prey. Looking to 1v3, takes down Summit first. Can he find OnFleek? Dashes out of the way of one and decides to get out of there. All right, Ghost was busy soloing the Elder Drake. Is going to be able to get that one, but that was sexy play.
It was some sexy play from Prey. Hard thing to get into the yakety sax time of the game. Almost the 50 minutes that we very rarely get to in this meta. Double Elder potential being threatened. That respawns. Last part's the Baron here. It can't be a huge Baron because there's not a lot of objectives left on the map. Oh, SANDBOX to take.
Almost caught out of position there, but Arctic has a pretty good ability. The culling eating through Dove.
One,
right,
two.
The Arcane, he's looking for it. This is blind, remember,
Three,
guys. Oh,
four.
So close as Dove finally finds that stopwatch button, but the barrel nails it. I believe Runic Echo's finished him off there as OnFleek is going to come in. No, he's not. The depth charge, the longest one of all time, but Joker saving his jungler. The box is going to come in this choke point. I like the positioning.
Run!
The back timing comes down. Another lantern. Ever.
You know, I tend to agree if we're not talking about at a certain game timing.
Yeah. My God. I mean, the
488 AD with Spellblade, not with Gathering Storm, I don't believe. Here's the flank, though. SANDBOX looking for the flank play again.
Yep, even Joker's Blade auto attacks are going to be strong as OnFleek finds his way into the backline. Death Sentence lands onto Snowflower's Summit. A little bit late to this party as Dove launches his way in. That's a 3-man Emperor's Divide. No, sorry, 2. Buddy's able to get rid of the Nautilus very easily. Dove finds his golden button once again as Summit down to his GA doing some work, but Prey dancing around this fight. Ghost gets into the backline though, Prey in trouble. But if Ghost falls, SANDBOX may just die, but he's not going to. The GA comes back up. A triple kill for the Draven. And you know what we say? It's all about Draven if he's in the game, and it certainly was for that fight.
AT trying to out-teamfight SANDBOX, but BDD dies in his ascended form with his ultimate, trying to channel it. And Ghost just gets to play front to back in this game. He is unbelievably farmed, 27,000 gold, and that's all she wrote. SANDBOX Gaming are in playoffs.
Yep, 2.5 thousand gold from Adoration alone. And Ghost is going to be able to smash through these structures. OnFleek there, as his entourage. And he will finish it off. SANDBOX, they made a bit of a whoopsie in game number 2, but they came back strong in game 3, despite it being have in a row more recently